Boxing King Media in association with Box Raw. With me, Spencer Fearon. Spencer, thank you for your time this early morning. Wow, what a dominant performance from Chris Eubank Jr. over his TKO win over Liam Smith. Just your overall assessment first.
If you look, let's just be real. Nobody ever thought that he was going to go do that. Even if people thought that he was going to win, I got to big up Dave Lowell, trainer of Leon Edwards, UFC champion, world champion, because he phoned me last night, just before the fight, before we did the fights, right, me and Tundi, the watch along, and he said, Eubank's going to beat him. Right? But he said, I think that Eubanks is going to box his ears off and, like, just discipline him with his superior athleticism. Nobody thought that we was going to see that. Let me tell you this now. The whole world has to give an engraved apology to Chris Eubank Jr. because what he did yesterday was, that's the best performance I've ever seen him perform. And I don't want to hear no excuses about Liam Smith this and that. Liam Smith is a former world champion, a world-class competitor who has lost to the very best in the world, right? And on one of his losses, I find it very, very debatable when he went to Russia or wherever it was, right? So we got to give him maximum credit. It was incredible, man. Seriously, it was incredible. And also if you'll see, like, on the skills that he demonstrated yesterday, nah. When like you think like everything comes together, like everything, that was like my mom's Sunday cooking. And you know what I mean? When all the recipe, everything comes together, you have to props him, man. Seriously. We were hearing stories that he wasn't training. You know what? What is he gonna do with Bomac? Bomac? I've been around Bomac. Bomac has a different kind of energy. You know what I mean? That can lift your spirits. I'm not saying that Roy Jones can't do it. I'm not saying that all the other former trainers, Adam Booth, all the rest couldn't do that. But Bomac has a different form of energy going on right now. I just thought Chris Eubank Jr. has been a wagonist going to Bomac, but he's tapped into the cerebral. And when you tap into the cerebral, so much so that you tap into the spiritual. And what we saw last night was someone being in tune. You saw, just by the focus, when you saw him walk out, I was like, yeah. I got to big up Napper as well. You know what I mean? And Nathaniel Wilson, because we were talking about this fight, and I was saying, boy, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. You know what I mean? I got to be real. I don't pick Chris Eubank Jr. to win this fight. I think that Liam Smith's going to repeat what he did, you know? And boy, how wrong was I? You know what I mean? There's only two people that I know that picked Eubank to win publicly, loud, was James Cook, former European super middleweight champion, and Anthony Yard. They were the only two people that I know that picked Chris Eubank Jr. to win.
Spence, me being here all week, the only person that said to me that Chris Eubank Jr. was going to win was Paulie Malignaggi, right? Paulie Malignaggi was the only one that said that Chris Eubank was going to win. Why did everybody, not give Chris Eubank Jr. a chance? What did that come down to? Did we feel like 4.5 weeks with Bomac was just not enough?
No, I don't think it was the time with Bomac. It was the things that I was hearing stories of him being in sparring, getting beat up, right? I was hearing stories of him not really wanting to go to the gym and stuff like that. I was hearing all of these stories, right? From people that I know have no reason to lie to me. So I'm saying, you can't beat this, brother. But Tundi touched on something, and he said, like, during this fight, we've actually seen, like, seemingly, like, Liam Smith became, like, kind of out of character because he was like, I don't know, he was like, the hatred that he had for Chris Eubank Jr. kind of overruled who he is as a person. So yeah, we the whole world owes a massive apology to the kid. That was, I call him a kid, he's 33, but that was incredible. And I'm telling you that now, that was such a performance, and it was a very, very mature, experienced performance, because there's times where he got tagged and all he'd do was skirt to the side or hold, and he'll go back to his boxing, and everything was off of the combinations, which, if you know anything about EUBANK, he usually puts those clusters in, but he ain't put those kind of clusters in like that. They were from an experience standpoint, how he picked those shots. It was absolutely beautiful. I don't want to hear no excuses about Lewis Smith and the broken leg or the twisted ankle or all the rest of it. I don't want to hear no excuses, because if he'd have knocked out Eubank, we wouldn't hear none of it. We got to give Eubank all his due. Just like when he beat Eubank, I gave him all the credit in the world. Now this time, give Chris Eubank Jr. all the credit in the world.
Spence, again, we're not taking anything away from Chris Eubank Jr.'s performance, but
then don't mention it. Don't mention the leg. Don't mention.
No. I'm just going to ask, because even Dominic Ingle put some stuff out this morning on his Instagram saying that, yesterday, that there was something. It seemed like there was something wrong with his leg and he couldn't move around. Lee went on, did a number of interviews last night, and he talked about how he was extremely overweight during this camp and had to lose a lot of weight.
All right, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? And I know the Smith family very well. Whose fault is that? That's not Chris Eubank Jr.'s fault. Chris Eubank Jr.'s boxed as high as super middleweight. So who's got to cut more weight?
Junior.
Go on. Realistically, who's got to cut more weight? Eubank Jr. is the physically bigger man. Who's got to cut more weight? And you'd think, like, and this is not me having a go at Liam Smith, because I like Liam, right? You'd think of someone of the whole family are experienced. Could you imagine being in that household? You know what I mean? 4 brothers all won the British title. Just to go, when they were kids, could you imagine you going downstairs just to have a slice of toast? You got to throw a jab left, hook, right hand. It's one of those, right? No. I don't want to hear nothing about the weight cut. I don't want to hear nothing. You got beaten by the better man. Take your lumps and bumps. Don't make no excuses. Just take your lumps and bumps. This is part of life, man. And acceptance is the key.
Right? Sorry, carry on. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, no, acceptance is the key. Listen, man, what we saw last night was amazing and fantastic, right? Amazing and fantastic, man. Trust me. Props, Chris, and like I said, massive apology to Napa and to Nathaniel Wilson. Because when we was talking, I said, no, I don't think your brother's going to do it. I don't think he's going to. I'm sorry. Massive apologies to them, because they're my brothers, man. So massive apologies to these guys, man.
Do you think now with Chris Eubank Jr., with his relationship and connection with Bomac and the rest of the team, that he can only improve and get better the more he works with him now?
Listen, if he wasn't training for this fight and he went to Bomac for 4 weeks, right? He's going to be a problem. He's going to be a problem. You know what I mean? Because my major thing was this. Since him losing his brother, I'm saying it's a massive weight and burden on his shoulders. I know what it's like to lose someone, everyone knows. I'm going through bereavement counseling right now after losing my mom. So I'm looking at that. But there is a mental toughness to Chris Eubank Jr. that we saw last night on another level. And that is inherited from his father. If you want to know about big ignorance, I know his dad very well. I know his dad very, very well, right? And the apple don't fall far from the tree. And he had that tunnel vision, that mindset. Let me tell you this now. I'm speaking from experience. Even if you was to be sparring and get knocked down, let alone knocked out, every time that you go and spar after that, you're weary for a little while till it goes away. If you get knocked out, you are overly wary on things. I'm speaking via experience. So for him to have lost in the manner that he did lose, and then say, I'm going right back into it, all the props in the world should be given to him. And like I said, an engraved apology for anybody doubting him. And you know what? Bring on Conor Ben and Eubank now, because now that fight is bigger than anything.
I was going to come to that. Conor Benn was there in attendance. Kell Brook said he'd come out to scout the winner. He called out the likes of Triple G. What do you want him to do next? Are you even interested in a trilogy, maybe, with Liam?
No, I'm not interested in Chile. I'm not after what I witnessed last night. No, I'm sorry. And that's not seriously. I'm not, because that was a comprehensive beating, right? It's not like when they fought, it was kind of even. It was kind of even, and then he got clapped and he got knocked out. He got stopped. He didn't get knocked out. He got stopped. Right? This was a comprehensive beating. There was not 10 seconds of a round that Liam Smith won. Not even 10 seconds of a round. So why would I want to go see that again? That was a comprehensive beating. And I don't want to harp back to history because you know I can. But when you see a guy who's comprehensively beaten like that, for you to come back and then go get a win, very, very difficult. If someone gets knocked out, you're in a fight, it's a kind of even fight, and then you get knocked out, a la Floyd Patterson, Ingeborg Johansson, totally different. But when something like that was a comprehensive beating, I would have no desire to say that I want to go see that I wouldn't want to see that in a rematch. That was one-sided. That was as one-sided as a lynching last night. And also the referee should have stopped the fight a lot earlier. If that was the other way around, the referee would have jumped in and stopped that long time. The referee should have jumped in and stopped that long time. I'm telling you, that was a bad beating. Chris Eubank Jr. has put that wow factor. It makes it juicy. I do want to see him and Conor Benn. Badly want to see him and Conor Benn. That fight could most probably be a stadium fight, you know?
Okay, Spence, appreciate your time. Thank you. And yeah, well, let's catch up soon.
Yep. And also, may I quickly say happy birthday to my son Mars. It's his birthday today. I'm just taking him out. So I just parked up. He's in the barber's right now while I'm doing this interview. Do it in the car. All right. Peace.
Spence.
Two fingers. I'm out.